And others had trials of cruel mockings and scourgings, yea, moreover, bonds of imprisonment. Hebrews 11 and verse 36. Paul is believed to have dictated these words to Timothy while he was imprisoned in Rome for his faith in Jesus Christ. They were written about AD 64, about the same time as the Great Fire in Rome and the beginning of Nero's persecution of Christians. Soon after this, sometime between AD 65 and 68, Paul was beheaded on orders from Nero. This, no doubt, took place outside the city walls on the road to Ostia. 300 years later, Emperor Constantine had a church built on this traditional site of Paul's martyrdom. Several of Paul's companions mentioned in the Bible also became martyred under the hand of Nero. One was Aristarchus, a native of Thessalonica who was converted by Paul. He was with Paul in Ephesus during the riot caused by Demetrius, the silversmith. He accompanied Paul through Greece, Asia, and Judea, preaching the gospel. Shortly after, he was beheaded at the command of Nero. Another convert of Paul was Trophimus of Ephesus. He accompanied Paul on some of his missionary journeys as well. There is record of a riot in Jerusalem when Paul was accused of bringing this man, who was a Greek, into the temple. They had to be rescued by Lysias, the captain of the guard. Trophimus traveled with Paul to Spain and Gaul. He was a witness to Paul's martyrdom. Soon after, he was also captured and beheaded because of his faith in Christ. Erastus, the chamberlain of Corinth, resigned his job to accompany Paul on some of his travels to preach the gospel. He stayed behind in Macedonia to continue the work Paul had started. It is reported that he was later tortured to death at Philippi. After the death of Judas Iscariot, the disciples cast lots between Matthias and Joseph Barsabas. Matthias was chosen, but Joseph continued to preach the gospel in many parts of Judea and was reported to have been killed there with many of his converts. Today there is a mosque over the site in Damascus where previously there had been a church built to honor Ananias, who was martyred there. This is the same Ananias to whom Paul was sent after his conversion on the road to Damascus. These are but a few of Paul's companions who suffered for their faith in Christ Jesus during the reign of Nero. However, God's church was not defeated. An author said thousands were imprisoned and slain, but others sprang up to fill their places. As one writer famously said, "The oftener we are mown down by you, the more in number we grow. The blood of Christians is seed."